Hi, I'm Kim Richardson, and I help you organize and plan your genealogy research project so that you can break through barriers and solve for those answers that you really want. We've all been there. We've researched, and we've looked, and we still don't have an answer. Is it okay to give up? Is there a point at which you say, I've done everything I can do? Is it okay to stop researching? We've all wondered that, and I'm here to give you some guidelines about when you know that it is time to stop researching. So, first, think about maybe you do have the answer. I find this pretty frequently. People come and talk to me about, I'm looking for the answer to my research question and I can't find it. I've looked in all these places. I've uncovered this piece of information and that piece of information and that piece, but I haven't found the answer yet. And I think in a lot of those situations, people do have enough circumstantial evidence to put together to answer the research question. They just don't realize it. And so my recommendation is write out what you've got. So if you have enough that you have developed a theory or a hypothesis to answer your research question, write that down like you believe it's true, and then start writing out why you believe it's true, what pieces of evidence you have to suggest that. And at the end of that exercise, you're going to see that you do have enough evidence, you just didn't realize it. Or you're going to see, oh no, I definitely have a big gap, a big hole here. This is not a supported argument. But a lot of times those answers are there, and people just don't realize that they've got enough to put together to have answered the question. If you determine that you don't yet have enough research to answer the question, then try to go back through and see if you have found everything. Speaking of that, please check out the video that I did. How do I know I found everything? That's going to help you know if you've looked everywhere for that answer or not. As you're writing up your research, consider the quality of the sources that you've used. You want to make sure that you've gotten to as original a source as possible. So if all you're using are transcribed indexes or free indexes, you may be missing something. The answer could be in the original record that index is referring to. So make sure that you're going back in time and you're finding the most original record that you can possibly find, that you have as good quality source as possible. And that is going to really help you support your research. If you don't have those original records, then it's not time to stop researching. So, one evaluation that you want to do as you're writing up your research is to make sure that you consulted or at least look for different kinds of records to answer the research question at hand. It doesn't matter what the research question is, you want to look in different types of records to see if there is support for a conclusion to that research question. For example, maybe you're searching for a marriage, but you can't find the marriage record itself, or maybe it was, burned or lost or whatever, or you're just not sure that there was a marriage or when it occurred or something like that. So you can look for the marriage record. You want to make sure you did that search, of course, and then look at censuses in which they would have been together. And some of those give you clues as to how long they were married, or it tells you whether they were married. So censuses can verify a marriage. Land records can verify a marriage because it will list the husband and wife in some of those deeds. Certainly, if there's a dower waiver, then that meant that they were husband and wife. So land records can help you prove a marriage. Death certificates of their children should have a mother and a father listed. And that is a piece of evidence that you can use along with some other things to help support the fact that they were married. Birth certificates are the same way. The names of the parents are indicative that they were in some sort of marital relationship. And then the birth date could help support the earliest time frame for that relationship to have started. Obituaries of the husband and wife in question certainly could list their spouse, but also the obituaries of their children may offer information about, she was the child of Mr. and Mrs. John Smith. So that could offer you some marital evidence as well. So that's six. That's just six places right there: the marriage record and those other places that you can look for a marriage. And there are more than that. So are you looking in all of these different places to support the research answer that you want to find? So, one other evaluation that you can do while you're writing it up is to determine whether you have two reliable sources that agree, that support your point or your hypothesis or your theory. What you want is as original of a record as you can possibly get. It's best to have a record that was created at the time of the event, that was created by an official person, a person in authority, or by a firsthand witness who can be shown to be a reliable source. And ask yourself this: as you're writing up your research, think to yourself and question, is there any way that other information is going to surface that is going to turn over my theory, that is going to disprove what I think my research answer is? What are the chances that there's something else out there that's going to completely turn this upside down? When you go through that evaluation process and you come out on the other end of it and you say, you know what? I don't think there is anything else. It's at that point that you know you've done everything you can do, and whether you found your answer or not, it's time to stop researching. It may be time to start doing some deeper analysis and some comparison and some evaluation. And if that's the case and you need help with it, click the link below. I've got something that will make this so much easier for you. It will break down brick walls for you and help you organize your research so that you can work on it and do some analysis to find those answers.